All right, so my first guest today is a dear friend of Houston life. You could say she loves a good competition. She's been a rising star in the Houston dining scene for years, and we got to know her when she was a finalist on Bravo's Top Chef Portland way back in 2018. Hard to believe that was 5 years ago. This woman is even a former Olympian. Now she's headed back to the Top Chef kitchen for a brand new All-Star season. And guess what, people? She is in the house today in Studio B. Dawn Burrell, come on out. It's so good to see you.
Good to see you.
This is my first time seeing you in many, many months.
Yes.
Please have a seat here at the desk with us. Thanks for making time for us on Houston
thanks for
Life.
having me. Thanks for having me, Derek. It's always good to see you.
I can't believe that Portland was 2018 and that was...
It's actually 2020. It's season 18.
Oh, season 18.
Yeah.
That's right. So 3 years ago.
Yes.
Even still, I mean, 3 years ago is quite a long time. When you started this journey with Top Chef, did you envision continuing to be part of the Top Chef family? Because for any fans out there, Dawn, I swear, we see you on Top Chef all the time now. You're a regular. You must be one of the favorite guests of all time.
Well, I don't know. I think it was based on location. Last year, like, you know, I was here in
Houston.
in season 19. I was there in Houston and was accessible, but it was great to be involved so many times in that season, and I really appreciated how how Bravo and the network really reflected our city, because they did a good job, didn't they?
They did a great job.
Yeah.
Houston looked so good, and I was lucky enough to be invited to the Restaurant Wars episode of the Houston season, and just being able to see behind the scenes how intense the whole process of shooting the show is. For you, I know this is a ton of work because you're very good at what you do, but cooking on the clock with all the cameras and the lights, I know it's very, very stressful. So when they called you and they said, hey, come back, will you do All-Stars? Did you hesitate or did you immediately say yes to this?
I did. I hesitated. Because, you know, I didn't know what the time frame of opening late August was. It wasn't, I wasn't sure.
Late August, by the way, your restaurants.
Yes, late August is my up-and-coming restaurant here in this city. It's been a long time coming, about 2 years, but I wanted to be in place for that, and that was really important to me. But I talked to you know, Chris Williams, who's my partner, and he said that it could be a good opportunity for us to go ahead and take it, and so I did.
It brings visibility to the show. We're big fans of Chris Williams as well. By the way, what's the update on late August? Because anyone who has never opened a restaurant, me, I can imagine it is much more difficult, much less glamorous as well than it seems.
Well, it's been a roller coaster for me for sure, like, you know, because of the length of time it's taking. But, you know, there are lots of unknowns that happened, and, you know, we've resolved them as they come. And our new date is, we're going to be late May, early June. So that's where we are right now.
Late May, early June for the restaurant, late August, but it is coming. I cannot wait. I'm going to be one of your first customers at the restaurant.
I cannot wait for you to see your lovely face in the building.
It's going to be awesome. You're so kind to me. Okay, so back to Top Chef All-Stars. So essentially, the entire season was shot overseas. This is a first, the way they did this collection of All-Stars. And you, Dawn, you are one of 4 U.S.-based chefs, is that correct?
Correct.
So the All-Stars are coming from versions of Top Chef that essentially air around the world. Correct.
So everyone, there's several countries that have their version of Top Chef, and this was the best of the best. I mean, the season finalists in their countries and the winners of their respective countries. That's who I was competing against.
That's awesome. I do see some familiar faces there. And for our viewers, the show, this All-Stars series, premieres this Thursday. We do have a sneak peek, so let's take a look at the very first quick fire challenge in the series.
3, 2, 1. Time is up. Everybody come to the center, please.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I don't even know what I got.
Did anyone have trouble finding protein in the pantry?
We all did.
Oh, okay, so everybody had trouble finding protein in the pantry. Is that because perhaps this is a plant-based challenge?
Perhaps the protein was the spin. But I don't want to spoil it for anyone.
Well, I'm not asking you to spoil it, Dawn. By the way, there's a lot of protein in green vegetables like broccoli.
There are.
I'm just putting that out there, as you know that for sure. Well, listen, Dawn, you're going to stick around so we can continue our chat. Why don't we take a quick commercial break? Welcome back to Houston Life. We are back with the one and only chef and our friend Dawn Burrell. Before the break, we mentioned Dawn is coming back to Top Chef for a brand new All-Stars season, which premieres this Thursday on Bravo. Very exciting, Dawn. It's always nice to see you here at Houston Life. And you said at one point that competing on Top Chef was actually more difficult than competing in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that? Because being an Olympian, I mean, that seems also quite intense.
All right, I sure can. As an athlete, your workouts, your weeks, your days are regimented, and you're doing consistently the same things to reach the goal, and you're doing that same thing to help you be successful in whatever it is that you're competing at. So if you're jumping, you're practicing long jumping and things that build strength and all of these things. So it's all built up on each other. Right?
Your roadmap is laid out for you.
Exactly. That's not done for Top Chef. There's no way to prepare for Top Chef in that way.
Yes, every day is totally different. What is that photo we were just seeing?
So that is Charles Austin, Olympic high jumper, and me.
Incredible.
Young Dawn.
Young Dawn. You're still so young. I can't believe you started competing as a long jumper back in 1991?
Well, no, I started competing in like 89, 88, because I graduated high school in 91.
Wow.
Yes, and then I came here. That's where I attended University of Houston.
So more than 30 years ago, you started competing in long jump. So born and raised in Philly, right?
Correct. Yeah.
And then you followed your brother Leroy, wanted to move to Houston. How did that all happen?
Well, he came to U of H to sprint under Coach Tom Tellez and their wonderful sprint program that they had in place at U of H. And he was successful in the program. He thought that I'd also be successful in the program, and so I came here to be my big brother.
Well, so okay, do you think it's in your DNA then to have this intense drive to be successful? Because you have been so successful in the culinary world. I mean, that's sort of like lightning striking once and you're lucky, right? But also to compete as an Olympian, what is it you think about you that has driven you to be such a success, Dawn?
Well, first of all, those are nice things for you to say.
So deep. Well, I'm just stating the facts here.
Well, I don't know. I just, in everything that I want to do, that I choose to do, my goal is excellence, and I really wanted to pursue excellence in the culinary field, and I figured the best way that I could do that is train myself, work at really great restaurants under really talented people, to grow and be like directly responsible for my growth, and then to measure said growth. And the way that I know how to do that is to compete.
Is to compete. You are a born competitor. And it's so great seeing you. It's like watching a fish in water to watch you in the kitchen. And you have this low-key, chill, calm vibe about you. I watch clips from Top Chef and it freaks me out. It makes my heart beat a little bit faster.
I get a little PTSD too.
You do?
Yes, for sure. Because I know what those scenarios feel like, and the pressure that you're under, you can't tell, but everyone's sweating, and it's high paced and it's fast. You have to think on the fly. Things don't always work out. You have to, you need plan B and plan C, and you need them to come quickly. And I think that my athletic career prepared me for this because, there are lots of variables within, the long jump, for example. You have to think of, how you're feeling that day, the wind, whether it's in the front or behind you. You may need to react to someone else jumping a little bit further than your mark. They just took over the lead. These types of things you need to think. You have to think about. And so I have to change how I'm functioning in that moment to secure success. And I think that's helpful. As I'm talking through this, I'm learning this. You know,
The
I'm learning this about
split-second
decisions. Yeah.
I want to ask you, I have a million questions for you, but I want to talk a little bit about your family and your personal life.
Yes.
You have mentioned that your nieces and your nephews are like family to you, and tragically in 2021, you lost your nephew, Cameron, who is a star track and field athlete. He went to U of H.
Yes.
And the cause of death was suicide. How are you doing, and what is your message to the public who wants to know how your family is doing, and for people who are having their own struggles at home?
Yeah. That was hard. It was a very tragic time for our family. I will never forget the day or what I was doing when I received the phone call. And, you know, I rushed to be by my brother and my sister-in-law's side and all my nieces and nephews. And as you know, I don't have children. My nieces and my nephews are like my children. I pour into them everything that I have, and it was very difficult. It was very difficult. My nephew is very special, and he's dearly missed. We miss him.
He truly was an incredible athlete. Cameron was larger than life. I'm so sorry
it's okay.
to make you cry.
Yeah.
And I think the strength to talk about it publicly will hopefully offer some support and strength to families out there. Again, we know that during the pandemic and in the aftermath, it's been such a difficult time for so many people.
Exactly. And mental health is very important. It's I am an advocate for mental health. As a matter of fact, in my the nonprofit in which I'm on the board for pays for preventative health care maintenance, preventative mental health care maintenance, also for industry workers. And so, like, that is one of my my main objectives is to help people, you know, get through their hard times and let them know that they're not alone, and for people who are not realizing that their loved ones may be struggling with something, it's important to check on them, even if you think that they're strong, even if you're not aware of what they might be going through. It's easy just to make a phone call and to check.
It's a great message,
Yes.
and your work is a testament. It's a beautiful way to keep his memory alive.
Yes.
So thank you.
Thank you.
For chatting about that.
Yes.
Okay, well, we got a little bit deep. Dawn Burrell, thank you so much for sharing your story with us, and we are so proud of you, and thanks for being a friend to Houston Life.
Thank you for having me. I love coming here to chat with you.
Okay, well, this is your second home. Don't ever forget it.
Thank you.
We love you, Dawn. And if you can't get enough like we can't, you got to check her out on Top Chef Season 20. It premieres this Thursday, March 9th at 8 p.m. on Bravo. You're going to kill it. I know it. You're going to be fantastic as always. For a link to keep up with Dawn on social media, you can visit our website, HoustonLife.tv. Just look for that scene on Houston Life section. Come back and see us again very soon.